minute before we get started. Come on in, come on in. We got a lot to talk about this morning, family. It's going to be a sensitive subject for some of you. It's going to piss some of you off, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You guys already know. Man, I don't care, you know what I mean? I don't care. Man, come on in, come on in. Today we talking about God's ways. God's ways. Man. I'm nervous for some reason. You know, I didn't get nervous until just a few minutes ago, until I hit that button to go live. But man, I woke up this morning, this was on my heart. And man, I knew that this was going to be a difficult conversation, a difficult piece. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and get started, family. Man, for those of you that come on the live, that catch this on the live stream, man, may God bless you. May God have his way in your life. For those of you that catch this later on the replay on YouTube, may God bless you as well, keep you, protect you. Man, I pray that you have an attentive ear. I pray that you have a humble spirit to hear what we have to share this morning. You know what I mean? Because the reality, everybody ain't gonna accept it. Everybody's not gonna hear it. Everybody don't have an ear to hear. You know what I mean? And then it is what it is. What's up with you, beloved? Everybody don't have ears to hear. And man, you got to get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? You got to get in where you fit in. Man, so trying to calm myself down, I'm going to draw a picture for you guys real quick diagram. I am not the artist. My queen is the artist in our relationship. I do not draw at all. I don't even draw stick figures good. You know what I mean? That's just being honest with you guys. So I just wanted to draw something, just sketch something real quick. Again, I'm not the artist. But I need you guys to understand something this morning. Wonder if you guys could see this. Iceberg in water, okay? However big the iceberg is that you see outside of the water, it's big as crap. But I need you to understand something. That is only 10% of the iceberg. I'm gonna say it again. Try to say it differently. What you see above the water, the iceberg that you saw, was only 10%. You know what I mean? That's only 10% of the iceberg. However big, however small it is, it's just 10%. Okay? I drew the rest of it. So the rest of the iceberg is down here up underneath the water. It's a freaking huge mountain. You see this big part above the water. God is telling us today, man, that's our subconscious thoughts. You know what I mean? That's the same thing with our subconscious thoughts. We're talking about God's ways today, and it's going to get kind of deep for some of you. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to make it as plain as possible, and it's going to get offensive for some of you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We have to grow up, you know? So again, looking at this iceberg, and just put this in perspective of your mind. What's up with you, Josh? Put this in perspective of your mind. This iceberg that you see above the water, above this line going across, this is your conscious thoughts. This is what you think about, what you think you know what I mean? This is what you reflect on. This are your conscious thoughts. Okay? All this stuff up underneath the water, the mountain that you can't see, the other 95% of what you cannot see is your subconscious thoughts. Okay? You only see 5% of your conscious thoughts. You only understand and know 5% of your conscious thoughts. That's it. The other 95 is underwater. It's the dark, the realm of the dark, the realm of the deep. That's your subconscious mind. You can't know this unless you dive deep. You can't know your subconscious thoughts unless you do your shadow work, unless you're willing to go deep within the subconscious thoughts. Most people aren't willing to do that. Most people live right up in here in their conscious realm, in their conscious thoughts, and they think that's all there is to life. They think they got everything figured out because they're living within this conscious mind of theirs. Not even understanding that, man, there's a wealth of information in their subconscious mind that they can't fathom. There's a wealth of information in their subconscious mind that they're not even understanding, that they're missing out on because they refuse to tap into it. And the trip is, most of us, all of us, our conscious thoughts, we don't even understand that most of us, we do stuff, we act a certain way, we believe certain things, not because of our conscious thoughts, but because of our subconscious thoughts. Things have happened in our past, things have happened in life to make us think the way we think. Things have happened in our past that's been pressed down into our subconscious thoughts. We don't remember this stuff happening, we don't remember this, whatever the case may be. But that's the reason why our current belief system is the way that it is. That's the reason you can't really understand. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they don't want this video coming out. I don't even know if it's, there you go. They don't want this video coming out, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're going to press through it. You know what I mean? We're going to press through it. I apologize to Libra Love. For whatever reason, they don't want this video made. They don't want this video coming out. But we're going to bring healing into the world today. We're going to bring some understanding into the world today. Sometimes you got to just deal with the chaos and the trauma and all the other bullshit along the way in order to get to the end result. You know what I mean? Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't turn back now. You know what I mean? There's a reason why everything that's going on to distract you. There's a reason why, man, they don't want this information for you. They don't want you to understand this information. They don't want you to get this information because it's going to bring healing and understanding. Okay? And so in order for you to understand who you truly are, in order for you to reach your full potential, you got to go from being up here and operating within the 5% of your power, operating within the 5% of who you really are, and dive deep. But that's scary because most of us are scared of the dark. Most of us are scared of what we're going to find down here in the deep. You know, most of us are scared of what we're going to find in the shadow work. You hear us talking about shadow work all the time. Man, that's just diving deep. That's just going into our subconscious thoughts and understanding really, why do I keep fucking up? Why do I keep doing stupid ass shit? Why do I keep wigging out the way that I do? I really don't like this. I really don't understand why I do stupid shit. Why I do dumb things to fuck up my relationships. Why I do dumb things to fuck up my job. Why I could get a good guy or a good woman and I could fuck it up. Everything could be going good. And then some reason I do something stupid. I know I shouldn't do it, but I can't stop myself from doing it. I could try to act good. I try to be on my best behavior, but sometimes I get so comfortable and complacent. Man, the real me come out. And I don't want people to see the real me, because when they see the real me, they ain't gonna want to deal with my bullshit. When they see the real me, they gonna like, I ain't got time for this bullshit. I ain't got time for this pettiness. I ain't got time for this drama. I ain't got time for this trauma. So, man, I'm out. And so we don't want people to see the real us. And so we keep that shit swept up under the rug. We keep that shit buried deep down. Those are the skeletons in the closet we don't want people to access. Because if they see how fucked up we really are, if they see how twisted we really are, man, they ain't got time for that bullshit. If they see that I'm really bipolar and twisted, and I really got anger issues, and I really got low self-esteem, and I'm really fucked up in the head, and I really don't understand how fucked up I am,
But because I got daddy issues, because I got mama issues, and I've never really understood the depths of the issues that I have, man, I just react a certain way. I just say stupid shit. I just challenge your fucking manhood. I challenge your fucking womanhood. I do stupid shit to push your buttons to see how far I can go, knowing I'm gonna get my ass beat, knowing you're gonna kick me to the fucking curb, knowing you're gonna get sick and tired of my bullshit and walk away. And now I'm lonely and frustrated and bitter and angry and hating all men and saying men ain't shit because they always leave me. Women ain't shit because they always leave me. No, motherfucker, it's not that men ain't shit. It's not that women ain't shit. It's your raggedy ass won't deal with your fucking issues. Your raggedy ass won't go into your subconscious and understand why you keep fucking up. We want to keep blaming everybody else. But the real problem ain't everybody else. The problem is us. We don't understand God's ways. We don't understand the universal laws and the laws of nature. We don't want to study that stuff. We don't want to get in alignment with God. And so we just sit there and act like it ain't us. It's everybody else. And you just got to deal with my shit. I'll be the first one to tell you, I'll cut your motherfucking ass off. Don't give a fuck who you is, who you think you is. Everybody ain't got time for your foolishness. Everybody ain't got time for your bullshit. I understand, ain't not near one of us perfect, but if you not willing to deal with your fucking issues, man, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Figure your shit out. I ain't got time to be sitting here playing fucking games with you. I ain't got time to be walking on fucking eggshells. Is the real you gonna come out, or is the real you gonna lay low today? Am I gonna deal with your ass tonight? Am I gonna deal with your ass in the morning? Ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. We have to grow up. We have to understand, but there are universal laws that God have already set up. And we won't humble ourselves. We won't get in alignment with God. We think that, man, all I got to do, I just get up and I'll just cook you something to eat. All I got to do is come and give you a hug. All I got to do is have sex with you and everything's going to be okay. No, motherfucker, that'll work for simple-minded motherfuckers that ain't going nowhere, that ain't trying to do shit in life. But motherfuckers that got their life right, motherfuckers that think right, motherfuckers that are connected to God, that know who they are, know where they're going. Your sex ain't that fucking good. Your sex, your hug, your cooking ain't gonna keep a man there when he's sick and tired of your bullshit. Your bullshit, your cooking, your sex, whatever, ain't gonna keep a woman there when she gets sick and tired of your fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck how good you think you look. When she gets sick and tired, she gonna leave your sexy ass there all by your fucking lonesome. She gonna leave you, your car, your house, and everything else you got right there all by your fucking lonesome. We gotta grow the fuck up. We have to grow the fuck up. And it's a trick because God has already given us the blueprint. God has already told us what we have to do. But we don't want to do it. Because we think we know every fucking thing. Because we think we so fucking cute. Because we think we so fucking smart. Because we think we got all this other shit. Motherfuckers just gotta accept this. This is just who I am. I'm not changing. I've always been like this. Okay, stay like that. But you won't stay like that with me. I'm not dragging your fucking dead ass weight around. And neither should you. We do that shit because we don't know who we are. We do that shit because we ain't got no fucking healthy boundaries. We do that shit because we got insecurities and we got issues we ain't dealt with as regards to being lonely. I just keep dealing with this person. I know they fucked up. I know they got issues. We all got issues. But this motherfucker's just so fucking negative, so fucking toxic. I gotta walk around on eggshells because this motherfucker's happy one moment, they depressed the next month. They always in fucking fear, always in anxiety, always on this low vibrating bullshit. And but yet this motherfucker, man, the sex is the shit. Man, the cooking is okay. Man, they make me look good because, man, I look good with them on my side. And all this stupid ass bullshit that we keep dealing with. Man, they help me pay the bills. They help me pay rent. They help take care of my kids and all this stupid shit. We have to grow up. It's a trip because I'm opening up my other phone real quick, guys. There's a thing. There's a saying. There's a scripture in the Old Testament. 2 Chronicles 7:14. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Man, that's God's blueprint. That's God's plan for humanity. That's the blueprint right there. Most people, man, I don't know how to heal. Okay, God's given us a plan already. I don't know how to deal with the fact that I never had a man in my life. And so I really don't know how to treat a man other than cooking for him, feeding his ego, and having sex. And you think that's all there is to keeping a fucking man. You think that's all it is to keeping a woman. Oh, I'll pay her bills and I'll spend a little bit of time with her and I'll stroke her ego a little bit and that's good and I'm good. And I'm good. That'll work for simple-minded motherfuckers that ain't got shit going on in life. That's good for motherfuckers that have no ambition to reach their full potential. That's good for people that don't know who the fuck they are and know that they deserve so much more. Man, this is a sensitive conversation. You know what I mean? It's a sensitive subject. Man, it's going to trigger some of you. Again, just fair warning. It's God's ways. God's ways ain't for everybody. And what I mean by that, it's for everybody, but everybody ain't gonna humble themselves. Everybody ain't gonna get connected to God and to understand, man, what are the universal laws? What are God's ways that were established before the creation of man? Everybody ain't gonna be a beacon of hope. Everybody ain't gonna be a beacon of love. In order to do those things, there's certain requirements that you have to meet. See, our ego will have us so fucked up, we think we got it all figured out. Our ego will have us so fucked up, thinking, well, I can just do what I want to do. I know what to do. I know how to treat my man. I know how to keep my man. I know how to satisfy my woman. And we know every fucking thing. We think we know every fucking thing. And again, we're only dealing with 5%. 5% of what we're capable of doing. But our ego is such a fucking manipulator. Our ego will have us thinking that, man, we're tapped into that 95%. And you're only using 5%. They say that most of us only use 5 to 10% of our fucking brain. Psychologists, psychiatrists say that humans only use 5 to 10% of their brain. The other 90 to 95% is untapped. The other 90 to 95% of their brain is foreign to them. It's wasted knowledge, wasted information. Because they've never learned how to tap into it. They've never learned how to utilize it. Because their ego had them thinking, man, I know so much. I've tapped into everything. And I'm so enlightened. I'm so fucking woke and woo-doo-woo-doo. I'm so spiritual, blah, 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 blah. And you're stuck in 5% of what you're capable of being. Man, we got to grow up. We got to grow up. And so going back to 2 Chronicles 7-14, it says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will heal from heaven and will heal their land. I'm going to say it again. God told the people in the Old Testament, God told people, and God set up from the foundation, man, there's 4 things you got to do. If you want the land healed, if you want your mind healed, if you want your body healed, if you want to be in alignment with me, if you say you're a chosen one, if you say you're a star seed, if you say you're a child of God, there's 4 things you got to fucking do. Right before I do a motherfucking thing, there's 4 things you got to do. But so many of us, we so used to just doing what the fuck we want to do and just thinking everybody got to bow down and kiss our ass because I'm the fucking queen. You just got to bow down, kiss my ass and accept this shit because I'm the fucking king. I'm the ruler of this fucking castle. And so that's our mentality. I'm a fucking boss. God established 4 things that we have to do. And so many, we think, man, I could just come to church and I could just give my tithes and offering. I could just come to church and jump around and shout and speak in tongues and do. But I ain't got to do these 4 fucking things right here. I can do every fucking thing else but these things. And God's going to take care of me because I'm chosen. God's going to take care of me because I'm anointed and appointed. I'm called. God's going to take care of me because I love God. I talk to God. He said, they do not want this coming out. Man, second time. Are we on? There you go. Man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They don't want this coming out, but stay with us. You got to humble yourself. That's first and foremost. You got to stop acting like you got everything fucking figured out. You got to stop acting like you're so fucking intelligent. You got to stop acting like you're so fucking woke. Like you're so fucking pure. You're so fucking righteous. You're so fucking good. Because you're not that. Because you're fucked up in your thought process. And you don't even understand how fucked up you are. You're a slave to your ego. And you don't even realize how much you've been pimped and used and dogged out by your ego. Because your ego got you feeling and thinking that you're better than what you really are. Your ego got you thinking, man, I don't do nothing wrong. I don't see anything. I'm just da-da-da. And you blame everybody else. You have to humble yourself. You got to pray. You got to talk to God. You got to come transparent. Because the reality is, man, God sees all, knows all anyways. He's heard every fucking thing you said. He's heard and seen every fucking thought you had. You can't hide shit from God. You stuck in that 5%. God sees the other 95% too. God sees the shit you're trying to hide. God sees the shit you don't want to acknowledge. See, you got to humble yourself first and foremost. You got to pray. You got to seek God. Seeking God, man, I got to get in alignment with God. I got to get in alignment with God. I got to get connected with God. Then I got to stop doing all the bullshit that I've been doing that's been fucking up all my relationships. Then I got to stop doing all the stupid ass shit that I've been doing that's been fucking up my careers. I'm fucking up my job opportunities, my business opportunities, my finances, my relationships with others. I gotta get my shit right, pull my head out of my fucking ass, and stop doing all the dumb ass toxic bullshit I've been doing. But I can't do that until I first humble myself. Then I gotta pray and see God's will, get in connection with God, get in alignment with God, get connected with God. And then I gotta stop doing all the dumbass shit I was doing. So many of us, we get in relationships, we do stuff, and we fuck up some shit, and then we want to just come back in and act like we didn't do shit. Then we want to just come back in and like ain't nothing ever happened. We don't talk about shit, we don't resolve shit, we sweep everything up under the fucking rug, and you an asshole for keep bringing up the fucking past. Motherfucker, it's not the past if every now and then your ass is still doing the same bullshit you've always done. It's never just the past because you always making the past the fucking present because you never change from your old toxic fucking ways. So don't come tell me, well, don't bring up the past and let that go and stop bringing up the past. No, you keep bringing the past into the fucking present. You keep doing the same stupid bullshit you've always done. We have to grow up. If I slap the shit out of you and I come back later on to my man, my bad, I should, and not even say my bad, if I slap the shit out of you and I come back later on and I give you a hug and I don't apologize for slapping the shit out of you, I act like I didn't do shit, I want to take you out and buy you some shit, I want to do some nice shit for you, but I don't acknowledge my fucking behavior. I don't change my fucking behavior. And then I get pissed off. Everything's good. Everything's great. Lovey-dovey. We cuddling. We snuggled up and blah, 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 blah. And then 5 days later, out the fucking blue, I'd snap and do the shit again. And that's my fucking pattern. I have not apologized. I have not changed my fucking behavior. I have not changed the way I really see you and view you. I have not humbled myself. It don't matter how much money I spend on you. It don't matter how great the sex was. It don't matter how much time I spent with you. You're in a dead-end fucking relationship. You're in a toxic-ass fucking relationship. And it's not gonna get any fucking better. It's not gonna change until that person's mentality fucking change, until that person grows the fuck up and own their bullshit. And sit there and say, damn, okay, my bad. I understand that I overreacted. I understand that, man, for whatever reason I snapped. I did woo-doo-woo-doo-woo. I said da-da-da-da. I did da-da-da-da. Damn, that's me. That was me. That was me. I apologize. I'm willing to do what I got to do to make this shit right. But I have to change my fucking behavior. I have to understand why I keep doing that stupid shit in the first place. I gotta dive deep into the subconscious thoughts. I gotta understand why my ass does this stupid shit. If I don't tap into my subconscious thought, if I don't tap into do my shadow work and deal with my fucking issues, I'm never going to understand why I keep doing the bullshit that I do. And I'm just gonna keep doing it because that's all I know. Because I won't humble myself and I won't do my shadow work. So I don't even understand that what I'm doing is really wrong. I don't even understand how what I'm doing is really toxic and destructive. And so we got to get connected to God. We have to humble ourselves. And see, because God says, after you do these 4 things. This is God talking. God says, after you do these 4 things, you got to humble yourself. You have to pray. You have to seek my face. You have to turn from your evil ways. After you do those 4 things, then God's talking. I'll hear from heaven. Why does God say I'll hear from heaven? So we got God stuck up in heaven. God is here talking to the people in the Old Testament. And he says, after you do these 4 things, after you do these 4 things, then the prerequisite is you got to do some work first. I'm not doing a motherfucking thing till you get your shit straight. I'm not doing a motherfucking thing until you do these 4 things. Not 3 of them, not 2 of them, not 1 of them, 4. There's 4 things you got to do. You can do 3 of them. God said, I'm not moving on your behalf. I don't give a fuck who you are, who you think you are. You can do 2 of the 4. God, I don't even hear your shit. I hear you, but I'm not even acknowledging your bullshit. I see what you're doing. You playing the fucking manipulation game. You ain't trying to fucking change. You just trying to bribe me. You just trying to emotionally manipulate me. And that's what so many of us do to other people. We emotionally manipulate them. And then we get pissed when shit don't work out. Then we want to, you're just so mean. You're just so dogmatic. You're just so fucking hard. And you're just so stubborn. No, motherfucker, you're the stubborn one. You're the rebellious one. There's 4 things you got to do to get your shit straight. 4 things you have to do to get your shit straight. You got to humble yourself. You have to pray. You have to seek the face of God. And then you have to turn from your evil ways. You got to stop doing all that stupid bullshit you was doing. But you can't stop doing that bullshit until you understand why you was doing that bullshit. And that's what happens when you dive deep. That's what happens when you do your shadow work. That's what happens when you go into the depths of the water and go into your subconscious thoughts. Now you're able to tap into some information that you didn't have before. Now you're able to learn some shit. Now you're able to see some shit and understand why. Why you thought that shit was cool. Why you thought that shit was sexy. Why you kept doing that stupid shit even when you didn't want to. You just didn't know any better. You knew you shouldn't do it, but you didn't know how to stop doing it. You didn't know you had the power to do something different. So God says, after you do these 4 things, I'll hear from heaven. And what else he says? I will hear you and I will heal your land. So God says, I'm everywhere all the time, all knowing. After you do what you're supposed to do, I'll hear from heaven and I'll heal your land. You can't fix your shit. You can't resolve your shit until you do the work. The first thing you have to do is you got to humble yourself. You have to humble yourself. So many of us, we're on the verge of losing everything we want. So many of us, we're on the verge of losing and having to start all over again. So many, we're on the verge of losing our job. We're on the verge of losing relationships. Because we won't humble ourselves. We won't get in alignment with God. We won't deal with our fucking issues. We just keep doing the same stupid ass shit that we've always done. And then we say, man, I'm just cursed. No, it's not that you cursed. You're fucking hard-headed. It's not that you're cursed. You're fucking rebellious. You're stubborn. You're rebellious as fuck. You're rebellious as fuck. You're stubborn as fuck. And so we wonder why, man, how come God's not answering us? How come God's not talking to us? How come God's not communicating with me? How come I can't hear God? How come God's not answering my prayers? I see him answering your prayers. I see him doing what do for you. I see him manifesting things for you. I see all this other stuff. I see him connecting you, hooking you up and doing what do, but he don't answer me. He don't talk to me. Oh, you're the chosen one. Oh, he likes you better. Oh, you're his favorite. Oh, you're his token. We have all these stupid ass things we say to justify the fact that God ain't answering us. God ain't acknowledging our bullshit. And so it's easier for us to sit back and say, oh, he just likes you more. Oh, you're chosen. That's why he answers your prayers. That's why things are always working out for you. That's why you have so much peace and you have so much joy. That's why you never seem to be stressed out and worried about it, because God's always there with you. God's always protecting you. God's always got his hands around you. God favors you. You're God's little pet. We have all this stupid shit, all these crazy ass fucking cliches. When the truth is, you're fucking stubborn. You're fucking rebellious. You won't do what you're supposed to do. But then yet, you still expect God to hook you up. You expect God to take care of you like he's taking care of everybody else that's willing to do the fucking work. You won't humble yourself. You won't see God's face. You won't get in alignment with God. You won't stop doing the stupid ass shit you do. You just think that, man, all I gotta do is throw my hands up and hit them hard. And do all this other ignorant ass shit, and God's gonna hook you up. You think that because I go to church and I give my tithes and offering and I jump around and shout and speak in tongues and teach Sunday school and Bible study and preach and lay hands on people and all that God's going to use me. God's going to take care of me and God's going to provide for me. No, the fuck he ain't. He's not obligated to do a damn thing for you. And if you look at his word, he tells you, I'm not connected to that bullshit. I don't give a fuck what your life looks. I'm not connected to that bullshit. I ain't got shit to do with your raggedy ass and where you at and what you got going on. That ain't got shit to do with me. That's you. Been so fucking arrogant. Been so fucking stubborn. Why is it so fucking hard for you to apologize? Why is it so fucking hard for you to own your own bullshit? Why is it so fucking hard for you to acknowledge the fact that, damn, I keep fucking up? Why is that so fucking hard for you? It blows me. I've seen people, I've been around people, and it blows me away that motherfuckers never apologize for a damn thing. Ever. They never admit to doing a fucking thing wrong. And when you call them on their shit, now you're being judgmental. When you call them on their shit, they want to say that you're being self-righteous. When you call them on their bullshit, they want to say you're being holier than thou. You're acting like you're perfect because you're fucking narcissist. And what do they got all this stupid shit to say. Some of us, we get to the point where we say, man, I'm just a work in progress. God's got me. I'm just a work in progress. No, the fuck you ain't. No, the fuck you ain't. You are not a work in progress, because progress means, man, there's some change taking place. Progress means there's some improvement going on. Progress means I'm fixing the problems. I'm addressing the issues. And I'm working on them. I'm making things better because I'm acknowledging the fact that I got some fucked up toxic ass ways, and I'm addressing them. And I'm getting better in time. I'm getting better as I fix and correct my fucked up ways. But most of us, if the truth be told, we don't even acknowledge we have those fucked up ways. Most of us don't even acknowledge that we're bad at all. Most of us won't even know that we've done shit wrong. That we're currently doing shit wrong. If you can't acknowledge where you're at, and you can't acknowledge where you're at until you really go into your subconscious thoughts, until you really become transparent with yourself. So many of us, we see ourselves through our eyes. And when I say our eyes, I'm talking about our ego. We see ourselves through this up here. The ego of our consciousness. That's all we know about ourselves. But in order to become truly transparent in front of God, see, because God sees all this shit down here that you don't see. God knows all this shit down here is there, even when you're not acknowledging it. Even when you ain't trying to own that shit. God sees all of that. God sees all of you, your conscious and subconscious. He sees that all the time. When God looks at you, he sees all of that. He don't just see your conscious thoughts. He don't just see your subconscious. He sees all of it as one thing. He sees you dwelling up in here. He sees your refusal to grow the fuck up. He sees your stubbornness, your arrogance, your self-righteousness. And he says, I'm not blessing you. I'm not helping you until you fucking humble yourself. Until you pray to me. And see, when you humble yourself, you acknowledge that, man, I got some fucked up ways, when you humble yourself, it's like, man, I got some toxic ass ways. I'm not as good as I thought I was. I'm not as righteous as I thought I was. I'm not as godly as I thought I was. I'm not as spiritual and as woke as I thought I was. That's my bad. That's my shit. And because of my insecurities, I didn't want to dive deep. And because of my insecurities, I didn't want to acknowledge all of this down here. Because I already don't feel good about myself. I already really don't like myself. And so when I look at all this shit down here, man, it's just proof that I ain't good enough. It's just proof, it's just confirmation that I ain't shit. It's just proof that I really am toxic. That I really am fucked up. And so I don't even want to look at this shit. I don't even want to see this shit for what it is. Because I don't want to see how toxic I really am. I don't want to see how negative I really am. I don't want to see how messed up I really am. I don't want to see how ungodly I really am. So I'll just stay above the water. I'll keep dancing and singing and fucking around like ain't shit wrong. Because of my insecurities. Because of the true self-hate that's really there. I want my life to change. I want to become a whole person. I want to become a beacon of love, a beacon of light, a beacon of joy. But the reality, I'm up here and I don't have any joy. The reality, I'm up here and I really don't have any peace. I'm up here and I really don't have any happiness. And you don't have that peace. You don't have that joy. You don't have that happiness. You can't be a real beacon of hope, of love, and light. Why? Because of all of this darkness down here. No matter how much you fake the funk up here, no matter how much you try to hide and get purdied up and get handsome and all this other bullshit, no matter what you do up here to fake the funk up here, this right here is what shines through. This is what shines through. All of this darkness, all of this toxicity, all of this bullshit, all of this hurt and pain and anger. But we don't want to acknowledge that. Because in order to acknowledge that, man, they're not going to want to fuck with me. In order to acknowledge that, man, I'm nowhere close to being on their level. I thought I was spiritual like them. I thought I was knowledgeable like them. I thought I was a child of God like them. I thought I put in some work like them. And the truth is, we look at people that have dove down here. They've dealt with so much of their darkness. They've understood so much of their bullshit, of why they are the way they are, and why they felt that way, and why they did stupid shit. They've done the work. And most of us up here, being led by our ego, being tricked by our ego, believe that we're just as spiritual, just as woke, just as enlightened, just as powerful as all those people that dove deep and that have done the work and that are still doing the work. See, these people up here, they're trying to go higher. They're trying to go higher. When the truth is, you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. It is in going deeper that God elevates you higher. Let me say it again. Most people live right here in their conscious thoughts. Their spirituality is conscious level bullshit. Their intellect is conscious level intelligence. And so many people here are trying to go higher, thinking that's getting them closer to God. They're trying to go higher. They think that's making them more woke. They think that's making them more spiritual. They think that's making them more enlightened. But the truth is, you got to go deep. The deeper you go, the more the bullshit you uncover, the more the toxic crap you learn and understand about yourself. And then going and understanding and healing and resolving all of this bullshit. Now, the light can shine from the deep. The light can shine from your gut. God now shines and radiates out through your life. It's like you take a flashlight and you put that flashlight down here where my fist is at. This is the top of the flashlight. Your conscious thoughts. But the flashlight, you can't see the light up here because of all the darkness down here. You can't see the light shining through. You're not a beacon of hope, a beacon of anything other than toxicity and negativity and drama and bullshit. Because of all this shit right here that's in the way. All this shit right here that's stopping the light of God, the light of love, the light of hope from shining through. See, way down here where my fist is at, that's where your gut is at. That's your gut instincts. That's where your spiritual man dwells. That's where your soul, your spirit is. That's where God is. And up here is your head, the conscious shit. And the light can't come through. No matter how smart you try to talk, no matter how intelligent you try to be, no matter how sophisticated you are, no matter how nice you dress and how good you present yourself, the truth is going to come shining through. Always. The truth is always going to come through. So you got to dive deep. You got to acknowledge this shit for what it is. That's what we mean when we talk about you got to do the shadow work. You got to dive deep into your subconscious thoughts. You want to be a beacon of God? Man, you got to dive deep. You want to be a child of God? A vessel of God? A beacon of hope? A beacon of love? You got to deal with your work. You can't have peace up here in your conscious mind. You can't have peace and joy and happiness in your mind, in your head, and everything under the water is turmoil. Everything down here is toxic and bullshit and hate and anger and unforgiveness and ungratefulness and all these other bullshit toxic ways. Y'all sitting there praying and asking God to give you peace. You sitting there praying, God, give me peace. God, I just want some peace. God, I just want some joy. God, I just want my life to be peaceful. I just want to have some peace. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of the drama. Then fucking deal with the shit. Deal with your shit. You can't have peace up here if all this down here is chaos. If all this down here is turmoil and bullshit and unresolved drama and trauma. I once saw a picture years ago when I was in psychology that this iceberg, this 5%, that's your head. And they had it drew like it was a body. Your head's above the water. The rest of this goes down to your neck, your arms, your chest, your legs. And most of the time, if the truth be told, yeah, I apologize for not being a great artist. The truth be told, man, most of us, we feel like we're just treading water. We just have our head above water. We're barely hanging on. We're barely floating with the waves. We're barely surviving. Because we have all this toxicity. We have all this negativity. All this hurt and anger. Jealousy. Bitterness, envy, and the whole racism, homophobic ideas, and all this other bullshit. We have all that crap down here. Is it back on? I don't know if it's back on. I don't see the time. There we go. You're going to drown. This is your body. You're going to drown if you don't get your shit straight. You have to dive deep. You have to let go of all this toxic crap. You have to get rid of all this excess weight, this excess baggage. There's ways that God says to do that. God says you got to humble yourself. You have to pray. You have to seek his face. And then you have to turn from your wicked ways. You got to stop doing all the stupid shit. Man, I hope and pray that I've said something, that I've shared something with you to encourage you,
to enlighten you, to show you who you are and where you're at in your growth and development. You could be as light as you want to be. You could be as heavy and toxic as you want to be too. The choice is yours. You could be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love. But in order to do that, you're going to have to clear all this crap out. You're going to have to deal with this darkness down here. And that's the only way that the light of God, the love of God, the hope, the peace, the joy of God is going to be able to come to the surface and reach your consciousness. That's how we let our light shine. That's how we become a beacon of hope for the rest of humanity. We got to do the work. And God says in order to do the work, man, you have to humble yourself. You have to pray. You have to seek yourself. You got to get in alignment with God. And then you got to stop doing all the stupid shit. Man, thank you guys for being with us. Thank you for your beautiful energy. Man, you guys already know that they don't want this coming out. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Man, I hope that if you missed anything that you catch it on a replay. Man, we'll be back on live again tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And man, we're going to have a powerful message tomorrow. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.